Rachel, what do the different constituencies say about this?
Yeah, so what we had yesterday was basically the Supreme Court say that a lower court's decision that affected this key permit, the nationwide 12 permit, for a lot of pipelines across the U.S., it didn't hold in those cases, but that it did hold for Keystone XL. So clearly, Keystone XL faced a lot of challenges even before this. But this is really just kind of the latest blow to this pipeline that's been snagged up in the courts for over a decade now.
And in the sense that, we've been waiting for some kind of a decision to be made, are there no more steps that can be taken?
Yeah, I think what we'll see now is there's obviously just going to be continued legal challenges over this pipeline and over the additional pipelines that are affected by this decision. What we had yesterday and on Sunday was this 24-hour period in which you saw a massive $8 billion gas pipeline get canceled, the Dakota Access crude pipeline shut down, and then this lower court's decision on the Keystone XL pipeline that was upheld by the Supreme Court. I was talking to someone who said, we have to be honest with ourselves. A world in which this gas pipeline that is a lot smaller than Keystone XL doesn't get built is probably a world in which Keystone XL also doesn't get built. But we're going to have to continue to watch TC Energy, see what they do moving forward. But there are certainly a lot of skeptics when it comes to this pipeline.
Now, Rachel, when it comes to Canada and certain parts of Canada that are very levered to the energy industry, pipelines are a bit of an obsession, and more so our lack of ability to build them here at home or, hang our hopes on Keystone XL. So a lot of Canadians think it's a made in Canada problem, but obviously this highlights the fact that it's not a clear and easy path south of the border. What's the climate? What's the appetite for pipeline construction in the United States?
I think a lot of people are seeing that we're, running up against the end of the big pipeline build-out era, and that we may have seen the last big major oil and gas infrastructure project, or that we will in the next year or so. I think with Keystone XL, it's so interesting because this is something that Trump moved to streamline and move forward in his first week of office, and here we are 4 years later going into another U.S. presidential election, and this thing just cannot get built. So it really shows that you can have a friend in the White House, you can have a big industry effort to try to get this thing through the court, but at the end of the day, the opposition from the environmental groups who are obviously targeting fossil fuels in general is just so strong and so successful that building a pipeline in America and crossing borders is just becoming almost impossible.